How's it, guys? I want to do a quick update on the markets. I want to speak about a few setups that I'm looking at for the day, and also, are we going to get that bounce that I have been speaking about for a while? I do expect us to bounce very, very soon. Not too sure when, but I do think that it's very possible. As you can see, yesterday, the market still carried on coming lower. I was looking at a few longs yesterday, but nothing really broke trend. So we're going to speak about what I'm looking at for the day. It's going to be a very short video because we've been speaking about these levels for so long, right? So first of all, I just want to speak about the fear and greed index quickly. So guys, literally yesterday we had extreme fear at 11, literally like the lowest it's ever been, literally since like 2018. It hasn't been this low since like all these 2022 actually. So the whole thing right now, a lot of people are just really, really scared. They don't really know what they're just panic selling, especially the people that aren't really involved in crypto. There's a lot of media and FUD like on Twitter, every social media platform nowadays. So right now for me, this is crazy seeing the fear and greed index this low. You can see we don't sit here for that long. We sit here for a couple, maybe max few weeks, and then we see a nice move to the upside with the fear and greed index. A lot of people just trade this. Literally, they will buy the fear and then sell the greed. It is quite a good indicator for tops and bottoms within like a time frame of like weeks to months. So I mean, right now for me it's a perfect buying opportunity. A lot of coins we're going to speak about now, but a lot of coins are literally at the lows. So we'll speak about that, and then also we do have FOMC a little bit later, but this is the meeting minutes, so it won't be too bad. But yeah, we do have a little bit of news, but that's only at 9 p.m. later today. Okay, so let's first chat about ETH. I like to go through the alts first, and then we'll have a look at Bitcoin, and then we'll call it a video. But basically, with what I'm looking at for ETH today, you can see, basically I was waiting for that setup yesterday. We closed back above this level here, and I was saying, okay, we can potentially look for longs, back up to like the range highs, and it did kind of play out. But if you look at the 4-hour time frame, there was that fair value gap right over here that is obviously getting respected, and it's also the top of the point of control, right? It's the point of control where the most traded volume is. So, for the bulls to actually control this range that we have right now, we do need to see price obviously close like above this level here, 3178. This is the key level that I would be looking at for ETH. But right now, I'm not really interested in taking a long at this level, because if you just look at what happened now, we did actually break the structure to the downside once again. So, everything's still in bearish structure, right? It's still not looking good. So the whole thing right now is, what am I going to do? What is the plan? Well, my plan is just trade whatever's happening on the market, right? What I'm trying to say is let the market come to you. Like, I've planned so many setups, and it doesn't even hit the zones, right? The whole thing is just planning and sticking to the way and the style that you trade, and then things will pay off. So same thing with NIA, right? I'm looking at a NIA setup over here. I do think that NIA could potentially bounce from the zone, because we do know that the weekly time frame as well, getting absolutely rejected from the range highs, but we're at the range lows right now of the weekly time frame. Okay, so being at these levels, showing us that if we can bounce, it's going to be very, very soon. But the problem is with playing the bounce right now, you have quite a bit of a risk, because there is downside pressure if we break this level. Okay, but if we close above this level here, then I'm going to take the long, because then we know that this level was actually indeed support, right? So for me personally, I'd rather just wait for the breakout, and then play the move to the upside. Okay, so I'm looking at this trade for NIA, and then TIA. I'm also looking for a trade up there, same type of setup, but everything's at support, guys. Most coins are literally at the lows. Sitting right over here for TIA. We can actually just draw this just to show you guys how critical these levels are out of here. But the thing is, you can take along at these lows. Personally, I just wait for break of trade, just because the explosiveness and the timing of the trade will be a lot more, because there's a high probability that if you take the trade here, you're going to be consolidating for quite a while, right? And then there's potential of it coming down, maybe hitting your stop loss and then doing this, right? So I just like don't trade this whole little sideways movement, right? I'll just wait for the breakout. Okay. So yeah, for me right now, I'm just gonna wait for that. And then Atom. So Atom, it's kind of played out pretty perfect to what our structure was looking like over here. Have a look, guys. We pretty much called this the whole week, and it's still trading within this pattern. Honestly, I do think that Atom can bounce super hard from this level. The extended move for this, I don't really like saying this is like a chart pattern or anything like that. It is, but these things you don't. The reason why we draw them is to explain what's happening on the chart. Kind of, it's just showing you key levels, right? Obviously, like, yeah, it looks nice and whatever, but looking at that, you still have to wait for price to obviously close back above this level. I mean, just look how crucial this is. Yeah. So I'm liking how we found support over here. Very, very nice. I am liking that, right? So I want to see price just close back above here and above this trend, and then we sort it, right? So this is what we've been wanting. We wanted price to develop the whole week because we didn't have this previous price action, right? This just happened from yesterday and today. So I'm liking what I see here for Adam. Looking for longs, definitely. Off this level is going to be a must, right? So that's pretty much what I'm looking at. I only got a few, setups that I'm looking at right now. I need to go over a few other ones. Then I will do another update video on what I'm looking at. But yeah, this was that ton trade from the other day. It was just beautiful. It even hit our entry again yesterday. And you can just see, like, even you can just play the break of trend like this, right? It's so simple, right? Just play the break of trend, wait for price to close below, look for sells. We're in bearish structure, and only until told and seen otherwise, structure is still bearish right now, guys. So that is why I'm staying safe. I'm not taking longs off these levels just yet, but just wait for confirmation, and I'll let you know what I'm looking at as well on the Telegram. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Very, very short, clean update here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.